All right, I'm going to transition over to Derrick. He's got a great presentation for you about this specific campus and how we're going to accomplish all of what we just talked about.
Thank you, Dr. Suddick. Before I begin, I just want to thank the Board of Trustees and Dr. Suddick for allowing me to serve as interim dean here at Lakeshore campus. I've been here since January 2018, and I have to honestly say, this is the best professional development opportunity I've had since being here at the college. Even better than the PhD program. I'm really trusting my peers. I'm halfway through the program, and I'm still trying to figure out my dissertation topic. But sincerely, this has been the best professional development opportunity, so I did want to say that. So with that said, I do want to set the context for my presentation, and that it's intended to be a brief overview of the Lakeshore campus, which includes several key data points and student stories. This presentation, I vetted it with several of the president's college leadership team and the deans of the college. And it is not intended to be a criticism of the past or the present. It's simply points of consideration for resetting a new direction for the Lakeshore campus. Also, these data points are a consideration as the president and the entire college moves through the strategic planning process. So I just wanted to make sure I set that context for my presentation. So with that said, since I've been here in January 2018, there's been three focus or areas of concentration that I've been working in. One is student enrollment and success. The other one, community engagement, and then thirdly, facility needs. So as it relates to student enrollment and success, I first wanted to take a look at some population demographics in Lake County. And most of you guys are already aware of the fact that Lake County population is projected to remain relatively flat throughout 2023. This is based on MC data, which is the Economic Modeling Specialists Incorporated. However, despite the projected flat population for Lake County through 2023, there are some particular demographic changes that will happen. For example, within Waukegan, North Chicago, and Zion, it's projected to be at 3.5% population growth within that area alone. Also, I wanted to make a particular note that you also will see that there's projected population growth around our South Lake campus as well. So I wanted to make these two distinctions because I think that both of our campuses, the Lakeshore campus as well as the South Lake campus, are opportunities to try to grow our enrollment as well as student success for the entire college. This is another population demographic that I wanted to point out, and it's the growth in the Latino population within Lake County. So here, the overall Lake County Latino population is projected to grow by 6.5%. Half of that growth is expected to be within Waukegan, Zion, and North Chicago. So again, I think these are points of consideration when we think about the programming and academic services that we already provide at this campus, and as we move forward to the new building, which we anticipate groundbreaking to be in 2019 and be completed by 2022. This slide represents enrollment trends for the Lakeshore campus. This is all credit headcount, so this includes college level, some adult ed, and very little WPDI, but it does not include some of the community programming courses that we offer here at this campus, so it doesn't reflect all of those students or the people that we affect in this community. However, having said that, from 2007 to 2013, we've had an estimated 2.8% growth in enrollment on average for that period of time. But from 2013 to present, our average annual decrease in enrollment has been about 10.6%. On a future slide here, I will provide you with some examples as to potential reasons why we're seeing a decline in enrollment. And I know that enrollment is also impacted by the economy, but I think there's other things that have occurred here on this campus that have contributed to a further decline in enrollment. For this slide, I wanted to look at overall CLC enrollments for fiscal year 2018. So So this includes summer 2017, fall 2017, and spring 2018. So for that period, approximately 24,000 students enrolled at CLC. And I want to focus on first again the South Lake and the Lakeshore campus at 4% of the total pie. That's about 1,000 for each. If you take a look at the green area or multiple locations, there's some students who are enrolled there as well as at the South Lake or Lakeshore campus. And then you'll add an additional approximately 100 students to that total 1,000. Next, I wanted to take a look at the Grays Lake campus only, where there's about 44% or 10,500. I wanted to specifically look at this number because I was interested in saying how many students who are enrolled exclusively at the Lakeshore campus who are from the northeast quadrant of Lake County. So that number is about 35% of the 10,500. That 35% is approximately 4,000 students. And I don't want anyone to think that I was simply asking that question, trying to transition or shift enrollment from the Grays Lake campus to the Lakeshore campus. But I asked that specific question because, as Dr. Suddick, I think, mentioned earlier, quite a few of our students are enrolled part-time. So if classes were offered, or more classes were offered at the Lakeshore campus in a sequence that was convenient for them to take additional classes, would those students then enroll for more credit hours, enroll full-time, complete faster, go directly into the workforce, transfer to a four-year institution, and be a productive citizen within Lake County? So I think that's a critical question to ask. I don't have all the answers right now, but that is one of the areas that I think that we should focus on as we move forward. In terms of some other demographics for the Lakeshore campus, it's approximately 50% adult ed and 50% college level. 62% Latino, 15% Black, and 14% White. And the age demographics are traditional age are approximately 41%, which is 18 to 24 years old, and working age adults 25 to 54, which is at 53%. Looking at some of the Lakeshore academic programs that have been offered here since 2002, you can see here that our allied health programs, which is greatly appreciated on this campus, we've had them since 2002. And I think that this is an example of some programs that really work on this campus, but I think there's some opportunities to expand. And I want to use specifically the dental hygiene and phlebotomy program, which has had pretty good, or I think at about 80% plus enrollment capacity since 2015. Those students who graduate, particularly from the dental hygiene program, when they finish, they get a job earning a quite decent level wage. When I was at City College of Chicago at Kennedy King, we also had a dental hygiene program. Those students earned anywhere between $50,000 to $70,000 a year once they graduated. However, the thing that I wanted to point out here, we have not expanded those programs here at this campus. We've been offering the same programs, the same level of enrollment. So I think this is a good example of where we can offer a similar program that's in a career field where there's job growth, and that we can build different pipelines into these types of programs. I think that's a way to grow enrollment, not only again for the Lakeshore campus, but for the overall college. My other point that I wanted to make on this slide was for general education classes. I just listed an example of certain classes that we were offering between 2002 to 2013 that were consistently being offered, and a certain specific number of classes that allow students to enroll in more credit hours. However, in 2014 to present, we noticed a pattern of some of these classes being canceled or not offered in a sequence that allows students to take additional credit hours. So for example, if I were to enroll in a math class at 10 a.m., I couldn't take an English class because it was either offered at the same time, or if it was offered at 6 p.m. in the evening, or it was offered at 6 p.m. at the Grays Lake campus. Well, if I had to pick between that doesn't really work for a working age adult student and a lot of traditional age students. So I think this creates a lot of challenges, and when I talk about the 10% decrease in enrollment, I think it's these types of things that contribute to a further decline in enrollment. I also went back and looked at some other presentations that I made, and I noticed that potentially this type of scheduling and canceling of classes that contributes to a 16% point gap in fall to spring retention rates between African American and white students that are presented back at the April 2018 It also may contribute to some of the 447 working age adult students that in the fall 2013 IPEDS cohort who departed college without a credential, which was also presented at the April 2018 board meeting. Canceling classes and also not offering them in a sequence that allows students to take additional credit hours may also contribute to the reasons why between November 2015 to September 2018, approximately 400 Northeast Lake County students applied to CLC but decided to enroll at other colleges, a significant number of them being private colleges. So in summary, I just wanted to say this is a reason why I think that we need to relook and reconsider some of the strategies that we've incorporated, or the lack of strategies that we haven't incorporated here at the Lakeshore campus. This pretty much repeats the same thing, but I just wanted to make a few points about adult education. I've been here on the campus, and I think as Dr. Suddick already mentioned, this is a key pipeline for a lot of our credits, programs, as well as our career programs as well. I think in this program, and I think Dr. Arlen Santos-George could substantiate this, but there has been an overall decline in enrollment in adult education, but predominantly it's been with the African American students. I won't go into detail in regards to the career vocational because it's the same issue that we saw with the general education courses. Career trainings. So as part of the environmental scan, we looked at different career trends or in growing areas where I think Dr. Suddick also mentioned this, where there was projected job opening growth in certain areas. This is just an example of some programs that we can offer here at the Lakeshore campus. And most of these careers offer salaries between $40,000 to approximately a little over $100,000, and that's in the business technology pathway area. In the fall 2018, Dr. Suddick implemented the Lakeshore Campus Commitment, which was intended to create more or additional classes at the Lakeshore campus and create that flexible course times. I have a quick video that I want to show of student stories about their experience with the Lakeshore Campus Commitment.
My major is IT with an emphasis on cybersecurity.
My name is Sarah, and I'm nursing.
Mitchell Field, my major is occupational therapy.
Adam Casper, I'm majoring for nursing.
My name is Kimberly Mack, I'm majoring in human services.
My name is Martha Venturia, and my major is undecided right now.
I graduated 12 years ago.
So my goal at CLC is to graduate while learning about things, not only in my major, but other things, such as, so some of the classes I've been taking is criminal justice, which really have helped me in regard to some of my positions that I've had as jobs, such as my loss prevention job.
To get an associate's and then transfer to a university.
To continue to thrive and educate myself.
Get my prerequisites done to pursue a bachelor's in nursing.
To obtain an associate degree in human services.
So right now I'm just trying to do my prerequisites and my general education classes, so hopefully soon I can transfer out.
Well, I think the guaranteed class schedule here at Lakeshore, it really benefits students because there's some courses that students want to take. However, these courses were canceled. I know there was a course I wanted to take a while back and it was canceled because there was not enough students in the class. So I think now that we have a guaranteed class schedule, it gives students the chance to be in the courses even if there is low students.
It's a good way to have the students continue their studies, not have to postpone it.
It's already benefited me through my sociology class because we have a really small class, so we have more one-on-one time. So actually, I've quite enjoyed it so far.
I think that is a good thing to have. You know, because like when I first came here last January, they canceled one of my classes, so I had to scrounge around and try to find the appropriate time to take my other class.
It's a lot easier that my classes aren't going to be canceled. because like that happened a lot to a few of my friends that their classes get canceled, so then they have to push their schedule back or figure out something else.
That I just, take the class at that particular time instead of having to redo my schedule.
Well, the guaranteed class schedule benefits me because I'm able to enroll into classes that I enjoy.
I can continue the classes without having to stop and do some other class.
Well, it benefits me a lot because I live in Waukegan. Being at Lakeshore is so much easier.
I would say college isn't just about taking classes that you have to take to either get into a university or another college. It's also about exploring other options and enjoying what you're doing. So I think a guaranteed class schedule offers that enjoyment of taking some of these classes that others have interest in.
So one of the things I want to say, well, number one, this video was done by one of the employees here. I don't know if she's here, Lydia. We just asked her on the fly to do the video. I thought she did a really great job on it. Well, one of the things I do want to say is I think that the best way to tell a story is through the student experience. And actually, that's one of the focus areas that I'm learning in my EED program, which will actually be part of my dissertation. So I think that's one of the things that I've made a focus of mine while I've been here on this campus is to make sure that I listen to students first. The other thing that I've been looking at is community engagement. So when I first came here, I took a look at some of the sponsored community events that we've had over this since 2002, and we've had several. One of them, most of you guys are very aware of, is the Sweet Shops, which is one of our biggest events on the campus. But we've had others with Waukegan Main Street and Coalición Latinos Unidos. And then for some of our community partners, there's a lot of rich resources within the Waukegan area, and we have partnered with them. But I think that it's been on a very informal basis. So when I looked at actually how much money we were spending since 2002, it was approximately $1.5 million that we spent sponsoring these community events. However, and that averages out to be about $100,000 per year. But I feel like we need to better leverage those community partnerships to strategically drive enrollment and student success initiatives. Whether that's helping to provide food for students who are hungry or mental health services for students, I think we have better opportunities to leverage those partnerships. To kind of roll back to those three priorities that I was focusing on in terms of student success and enrollment. First is to expand the Lakeshore campus commitment. And what I would like to do is to set a goal that by fall 2019 that we have at least 3 stackable credentials. This is what I think Dr. Brooks had just recently mentioned. In terms of developing strategic focus on serving the Lakeshore community, earlier during the slides, I focused on the fact that there was population growth within the northeast quadrant of Lake County, and some of that population growth was among the Latino population. So I think we need to focus on those areas. Pilot synchronous learning classrooms. Dr. David Witherspoon has been working with our new CIO to develop an opportunity to enhance the student learning experience by combining 2 classes electronically or synchronously, and then also that creates some learning efficiencies for faculty. I won't go through these other ones, but Dr. Suddick talked about some of those other bullet points there. In terms of strengthening community engagement, again, I want to thank the board for approving policy 911. I think that was back in August or September, which allowed more flexibility for us to work with community partners and have them on our campus to help us out with driving enrollment. So thank you, Board of Trustees. Also, I wanted to point out that President Suddick's bi-monthly or every other month being on campus for a full day has provided a lot of leverage for this campus in terms of mending community relationships. I think she also mentioned the November 8th Lakeshore Campus Open House that will be going on throughout the entire college. And then one thing that was not mentioned is that on November 15th, Dr. Suddick will hold a community listening session as part of our strategic planning process. So again, that's a part of building community in this area. You guys saw the new Lakeshore Campus Advisory Committee members that were represented today. So I think I'm really excited about the new Lakeshore Campus Advisory members, as well as those who will continue to serve. I think we're moving in a very positive direction, and I'm excited about that. And then in 2019, of course, is our Salute the Gospel. And J.J. Harrison is our featured artist, and the guest artist is Anita Wilson. So that event will be a part of our 50th anniversary. So again, this is another event that could build community partnerships. Facility needs. I'm just going to summarize this real quick. With the new building, we will get an additional approximately 50,000 square feet in new space here at the Lakeshore campus, which is a great opportunity for this campus. However, what I want to say is that basically what we're doing is moving programs from existing buildings to the new buildings with very little new programs at all. So this is a strategy that Dr. Suddick has focused me on and working with the other deans and with Dr. O'Brien in regards to building some new programs here at the Lakeshore campus. Jumping to the future slide, I think this is the slide that summarizes everything the best, in my opinion. Since I've been here, I've asked faculty and staff, the Lakeshore Campus Advisory Committee, about what are the two strengths about the Lakeshore campus community, and what are two of the opportunities that we have here. And from the strengths, from the opportunities, I built this statement to set a new direction for the campus, and I'll read it. Lakeshore campus aspires to increase academic opportunities and eliminate barriers to student success. This will be achieved through intentional investments in creating academic pathways that meet the workforce needs of the Lakeshore and Lake County communities. CLC Lakeshore campus will strive to connect student potential to achievement and success. I know these words might sound simple or that anyone can develop a statement, but I think that for this campus in particular, we need to have a clear vision in terms of the direction we need to move in. So I wanted to make sure that I threw this statement out there. So with that said, I have some questions here for the board in terms of things they may want to ask us or anyone in the audience. What portions of the presentation resonates with you most, and what points are not considered? As we embark upon the 2019 groundbreaking and the 50th anniversary and strategic plan, what other visions should be considered for the Lakeshore campus? And finally, what other college-wide considerations may impact the Lakeshore campus? Questions?
Always a question about the presentation before we get into the deeper pieces.
Absolutely.
So about the cancellation of classes, when we cancel classes, do we offer alternatives to students?
Yes.
So another opportunity to take a class, an online class, some way to recover that credit? What's our practice?
Well, Dr. O'Brien can answer, but I think primarily what the response is that, at least from what I heard from students, is that students could take these classes on another campus, or they could take all of their classes at a separate campus. Or they could take another class that's not related to their general education classes here on this campus. But Dr. O'Brien, if you'd like to expand.
Yeah, one of the practices we have across the divisions is to make sure that there's outreach to every single student, when a cancellation occurs, to take their circumstances under consideration. So in a career program where it's very set in terms of the progression of a certificate or degree, we're going to try to find alternatives that are still going to meet their needs and their progression. In terms of general education, there tends to be more opportunities for the use of online options or other campuses. But the divisions do specific outreach to those students to look at their circumstances. Our counseling and advising staff is involved in circumstances too, but many times in the career programs, it's the faculty and the divisions that know best the sequencing and how to maximize that opportunity. So we do our best to make sure that they have it.
We have to be able to guarantee the sequencing for kids. Otherwise we're going to lose the priority and lose the focus. So glad to hear about what those goals are.
But I like to say transportation sometimes can be a problem for the students to go to other campuses to take classes, and that's how come there might not be any other choice but just to drop the class and not take it until it's offered again. So that's something that has to be taken under consideration.
And Derrick, you asked about what resonates. I think to me, what resonates is new programming. We've got to do programming, and actually get onto that. The other thing, you talked about the big events that the college helps sponsor, gospel, Juneteenth, and all that. And they're all big, but I know the mayor and I have talked about this before, where he would like to see, and I think it'd be a great idea to have smaller events, a little band playing in the courtyard, or folk singing, or whatever, and even use some of the college-sponsored bands or groups and stuff to entertain, and have coffee in the courtyard, or ice cream social, or something to get people attracted to the location.
Yeah, I think that's part of the thing that I'm trying to say with formalizing the relationships. And I would use here, for example, the African American church is really big in this community. And I think that's an opportunity where we can work with our congregation. Some of the employees here, including myself, David Witherspoon, Johan Cotton, being out at the churches, as well as some of the recruiters at Grays Lake campus, building those relationships so we can announce those types of events here on this campus. I can also say that for the Latino community, I think in the survey that we did during the environmental scan, one of the key decision makers for Hispanic families is that where their parents influence them to go. So part of that is having their family on our campus. So I think we should be more strategic and formalize those types of relationships so that we can have successful relationships that build enrollment and student success.
Do you still do common breaks? Is that still common break? Do you still do that?
I'm not familiar with
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yes, we do.
You do. Okay. That's something that I always thought was unique to the Lakeshore campus that I thought worked. In scheduling, they try to schedule it so everybody can come together and at a common break in the evening and have activities. And I thought that was a good way to bring together the community.
Absolutely.
How much time are you spending here working with kids?
I spend, depends on the time of the month. Like around board meetings, I'm usually at the Grays Lake campus about 3 days a week. But on average, I'm here usually 3 days a week, and then at the Grays Lake campus 2 days a week.
Any other questions? Thank you, Derrick. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to be doing the CLC Foundation Board Report at the next board